Hello and welcome back, folks. This is U.S. Home Talk. Wednesdays at noon, we're coming at you. We've been doing this a while. We've got an exciting show today. Jason Walgrave here with Walgrave Real Estate Group and the Minnesota Real Estate Team at RE/MAX Advantage Plus. We've got the great Marcus Walgrave with Hague Realtors out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the Sioux Empire Real Estate Market. We've got Mortgage Michael Overson with Luminate Bank. And of course, behind the scenes is our not only incredible producer, but insurance guru, Evan Little with Paragon. Guys, it's great to be here. Very excited, very excited. The market, the spring market is hot. It's flaming hot. Smoke
so
and
hot.
Flames and
So
flamethrowers it's definitely moving into what we call a tight market. Today we're talking about how to buy in a tight market. Folks, best way to get a hold of us anytime, of course, is our website, ushometalk.com. We've got a real estate hotline number set up. You can call or text that line anytime, 24 hours a day. During the show, feel free to text in questions. All things real estate, anything and everything's real estate related. That hotline number is 612-234-7585. That is the real estate hotline number, 612-234-7585. And check out, folks, our website, ushometalk.com. All right. Hot market equals tight market.
How
Right.
hot? How hot?
It's very hot and it's very tight.
Are we talking like Hansel from Zoolander hot?
Like this
He's
shirt,
so hot right now?
It's like what is this?
Gold
like
member
burnt orange?
from-
Burnt orange?
Like a tiger.
So what do you do? What do you do? How do you buy in a tight market? That's what we're going to be talking about today. We've got about 7 pointers to go through. Of course, we'll do our legal minute with Jeff O'Brien about halfway through, but let's get started. Number one, get pre-qualified. I mean, holy smokes. If you are not pre-qualified and ready to go, don't be going out and looking at houses.
You're not ready then.
You're not ready. And although Mike Overson and his team at Luminate Bank he can get you qualified in the same day usually, but sometimes we don't have a whole day, right? I mean, it might be we look at something at 9 o'clock in the morning. We want to make an offer right now. We want to make a strong offer right now. Can't make an offer without a pre-approval or proof of funds. So, so very, very important that you get pre-qualified, you get pre-approved. I mean, Mike and Marcus, I mean, we talk about this all the time, whether you're going to buy in 5 days or 5 weeks, 5 months or 5 years, we want to talk to you right now. We want to get prepared. We want to make sure that everything's ready to go. You know what it's going to cost you per month to buy a house and whatever your budget range is, so that you can make a very strong, clean offer when you find the house that's right.
So one thing I'll comment on that is what I do on my pre-approvals right now, I do all my pre-approvals on a soft pull. So it's right. There's a lot of people that will come to me to say, look, it might be a few months before we buy. I'm not ready to do that hard pull on my credit. I don't want that hard pull on my credit right now, but I know this is coming up. Like, what do we do? Right? Fill out the app now. Let's do a soft pull. Don't have to worry about the credit hit or nothing like that. It's going to give me enough information to say, okay, this is what it's going to look like for you, right?
Yep.
Here's your abilities. Here's how much you qualify for. Here's where payments are at the price ranges you're looking at. We can cover all that stuff now, right? Because then even on a soft pull, I can send out a pre-approval letter on a soft pull, right? So now let's say 2 weekends after that, you just happen to be out, right? You happen to be out with the significant other, right? The husband, the wife, and you guys run into this house. It's like, holy crap, this thing checks all the boxes. Yeah. Like, we weren't expecting to run into the house that we want right now, but we just ran into it. Now we got to make a move now, right? Well, at least you got that piece done. I can literally send out a pre-approval letter, run numbers. We can get an offer submitted versus scrambling trying to get the application filled out on a weekend whenever. And it's like, I'm coaching basketball, at one of the 3 teams that I coach or whatever. Just do it now. Be prepared. Very good advice.
And guys, we see this all the time. Buyers will come in and they'll say, hey, they're meeting with Marcus or myself or Mike. And they're like, yeah, I think we're thinking we want to buy in like summer, maybe the fall. And then, and then we get you set up on a home search. Or like Mike said, you're just driving around. You had no intentions of even looking at houses, but maybe the perfect house just popped on the market. We want that house. So now the timeline isn't summer, fall. Now it's now.
Now.
It's now. So but you got to be ready to go. And getting pre-approved is one of the first steps to making that happen.
Yep.
Folks, we're talking about how to buy in a tight market. Number 2, stay in close contact with your real estate agent. So very, very important. Who is your agent? What are they doing to find your dream home or the property that fits your needs? Do they have access to off-market homes for sale? Do they have a network of sellers that maybe aren't on the MLS? But stay in contact with them. Make sure your agent has you set up on that custom home search fitting your criteria, so you're getting updates daily on all new properties that fit that criteria. Make sure that your agent has got a great relationship with the mortgage person that they're working with. Are they working together as a team? All of these things are important, but you want to stay in close contact with your agent, and your agent should be staying in close contact with you as well.
Communication is so critical in a real estate transaction, right? Whether you're touching base with them, during negotiations, which is going to be possibly multiple times throughout the day, or maybe it's just simply that point of introductory and starting to compile your search criteria. Maybe it's a weekly basis, or hey, we're not going to be buying for a couple of years. Maybe it's a seasonal touch, but knowing like what type of communications and the importance of it is huge, especially in a tight market.
Folks, we're talking about how to buy in a tight market. We're feeling it. We're feeling the tight market in the cities right now. Sellers market, multiple offers. Things are moving. Interest rates are good. How to buy in a tight market. Be sure to check out our website, ushometalk.com. Be sure to call or text anytime our real estate hotline number, which is 612-234-7585. That hotline number again is 612-234-7585. 7585. Back to our list. Scout out new listings yourself. Mike kind of talked about this. We got Parade of Homes coming up, right? So an opportunity to go out and check out some open houses and some new models and new construction. There's a lot of cool stuff to see. I love Parade of Homes. I love seeing these new homes and the new technology and the new designs and all that. So, remember that it's a partnership with you and your agent and your mortgage person, right? I mean, the three of you, buyer, real estate agent, mortgage person, you're all working together for one goal, and that's to get you into the house. And so, use the resources that are available and work together as a team to get it done.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm a huge advocate of working with a full-time real estate agent versus a part-time. And the reason why is because you guys are the full-time agent is living and breathing, right? Every day, even on the weekends, right? Because that's really when real estate happens. I mean, and we all know it. It's like, nighttime and weekends is like really when the magic happens in real estate, unfortunately, right? We're kind of just on call all the time, right? And we signed up for that. We knew that going in this industry, we signed up for that. And so we know that. But, for the part-time agents that maybe have work a different job during the day, then, there's not like homes to visit at night. You don't get out into the Parade of Homes at night. They're not open, right? Or, if you don't go on the weekends, it's like you're missing all that kind of just natural osmosis of all that stuff coming in that a full-time agent will experience throughout the week. And so there might be opportunities that those particular agents don't even see that are out there because they're just not living and breathing it 24/7.
Folks, we're talking about how to buy in a tight market. Next on our list, be ready to make a decision. And so if you've got a property that's hot and there's going to be multiple offers, or maybe already there are multiple offers already, you got to be ready to make a decision immediately. And so part of that is getting pre-qualified, knowing what's going to cost you per month, making sure your agent and your mortgage person we're all on the same page. But you can't wait. Not in a tight market. You got to act quickly, and you got to know kind of, you got to talk about these things with your agent beforehand. Are we going to, if we're multiple offers, are we going to ask for an inspection? Are we going to make a contingent on inspection? Are we just, all these different things. So be ready to make a decision, and sometimes that's really quickly.
The importance of having that introductory meeting with the realtor that you're going to hire, or maybe simply the idea that you're interviewing realtors. And, that's going to give you a good idea of where this realtor's at and what type of model that they have to best service your needs as a buyer. And you're going to be able to get a lot of those questions answered, or even he or she's going to be able to bring up questions that you hadn't had a chance to think about, maybe your first time home buyer. And a lot of that stuff can happen in that first meeting, before you get going and get excited about talking about homes. You're really nailing down what exactly you are looking for in a home.
Folks, be sure to check out our website, ushometalk.com. Best way to get a hold of us anytime. We've got a real estate hotline number set up, 612-234-7585. Call, text anytime during the show. Text in your questions related to the topic or anything else real estate related. We've got a few more things. We're talking about how to buy in a tight market, 3 more to go over, but let's do our legal minute by Jeff O'Brien, and then we'll come right back.
This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell, with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute. Did you know that the sale of a property on a contract for deed may result in a tax savings to the seller? This is because if the seller finances the sale herself and receives installment payments on a land sale, these payments can be small enough to avoid raising her tax bracket, thus producing a tax savings. The taxable portion of each installment is equal to the tax basis divided by the final sale price multiplied by the installment amount. If you are looking to sell a property that is not your primary residence, you should consult with a real estate attorney and a tax advisor about whether there would be any benefit in structuring the sale as an installment sale. This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell, with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute.
Thank you, Jeff O'Brien. He did a great job as always. How to buy in a tight market. Bid competitively. What does that mean? We developed a number of years ago. We developed 19 strategies to win in multiple offers. And so we've, all of our years of experience, the literally thousands of buyers and sellers that we've worked with over the years, we built a strategy together on how to win those multiple offer situations. And so we've got 19 strategies, 19 ways to win that multiple offer. You got to be competitive. Your agent should guide you. Your loan officer should guide you in that. And sometimes it just has to do with what you're most comfortable with. I mean, a lot of times it comes down to the price, right? I mean, we can write a perfect offer. Everything's perfect. But the price is arguably maybe the most important thing of that offer. So it may come down to you're just going to offer what you are most comfortable offering. In multiple offers, a lot of times you get one shot. And so best foot forward. Your agent should be able to help and explain, what makes a great offer. But you got to be competitive.
I think too, Jason, you talk about, your agent have a good reputation in the market that they service, right? I mean, how many times are we representing buyers and we see the listing agent be like, yeah, done 2, 3, 4, 5 dozen deals with this individual. Let me give him a call and see what the seller wants.
Yes.
Let me see what the seller wants.
Yep.
And then you give them a call and maybe they share some information. Hey, we'd really like a 30-day close. Well, we know we're working with Mike, so we can do a 30-day close.
Yep.
What else? What else is the seller thinking about? Well, here's a couple other things that they're really hoping to see in an offer. And then you go back to the buyer and say, hey, had a great conversation with the listing agent. Here's they gave some tips on how we can write together a winning offer. I mean, are these things doable for you guys?
Yep.
And that can be a great way to, especially if you're competing with other people.
Folks, we're talking about how to buy in a tight market. Next on our list, keep contingencies to a minimum, right? Okay, what does that mean? Well, I mean, low contingencies or no contingencies. I mean, if you can come in with a cash offer, close in 7 days with no inspection or anything, and it's 10% over asking price, you're probably going to get that one. Probably going to get that one.
You got a good chance of getting that one knocked out.
But it's maybe you don't have cash. Maybe you have to finance it. Well, make sure that the financing is competitive. Is FHA financing better than a conventional deal? Probably not. I think that in today's world, VA and FHA are definitely more similar to conventional than they were 10 or 15 years ago. But, do you got to have an inspection? I mean, we always recommend that you have an inspection, but, maybe the house is only a year or two old, and maybe you feel comfortable making an offer without an inspection. Or, do you have, is it a townhome? And do you really need 10 days to review all the HOA docs? No. I mean, you can probably do it in 3 days, so we can reduce that. The least amount of contingencies that you have will make your offer as strong as it can be. So you want to keep that in mind as well.
And there's a lot of ways, like you said, there's 19 different ways, right, that we've discussed. We did a whole show on that before where we ranked each item. Like, what is this worth, right? Offering the right price to the seller is worth a lot. That's worth like a touchdown in football terms, right?
Yes.
Where other things might only be worth a field goal. The other things might only be worth an extra point, right? But having an agent that knows all of that, right, and can pinpoint the fine details of what's going to make your offer stick out versus not is huge.
Is huge.
And that's experience is really what it comes down to. You can read a book on that all you want. That is experience that coming out and shining to its brightest light right there.
It's the experience, Mike. And then you mentioned it just a moment ago. It's the reputation of the agent. And I mean, I can't tell you how many deals we get accepted because you're the loan officer and we're the real estate agents. You know, it's like we know if these guys are making an offer, it's great. I mean, it's solid. We don't have to worry about it. We've done deals with Mike. We've done deals with Marcus. We've done deals with Jason. Great experience in the past. You know, and we've had offers. I can't tell you how many offers we've had accepted that were less price, less dollar amount, but the agent knew us and they knew Mike and they knew Marcus. And so they were more confident in our offer, even though it was the price was a little bit less. So all those things are super important. Folks, we're talking about how to buy in a tight market. Last on our list, and this is important, and this is tough to do. Your agent needs to help you with this. Don't get caught in a buying frenzy. Okay, that's hard, right? You go into a house, you know, maybe they're allowing overlapping showings, and you got all these people going through, and it's like you're at a church auction, and you want to get that. You know, that silver set of spoons up there, Marcus, because you
I want those so bad.
Those spoons.
You know, your agent's job, a part of their many jobs, is to keep the emotion out of it, right? And to go back to what are your needs, what are your wants, but you don't want to get caught in that buying frenzy, and you don't want regrets. You know, we don't want to have buyers with buyer's remorse. So,
Not in real estate. The purchase is too large to have a regret on your purchase.
So don't go look at a house you really like, or don't write an offer on a house you really like after you just took your pre-workout and some creatine, right? And you're all jacked up. Is that what you're trying to say, Jason?
Caffeine and C4. You drank 2 C4s and you're just
all right, this offer, let's go.
Folks, we were talking about how to buy in a tight market this week. We do appreciate you tuning in. Of course, we'll be back next Wednesday as well. Best way to get a hold of us anytime is our website, ushometalk.com. The real estate hotline number is 245. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.